Altcoin nerds, BPRO fans, cryptilians and crypto crackheads. Today is Friday, September 3rd, 2021, and turn it up to ×2 speed for initiation of timification, 1.5 times speed if you are a non-native English speaker. Let's get it. Before I jump into BPRO, I got some cool trend lines that I've recently discovered, which might allow us to time this next pop. Maybe timing is almost impossible within crypto. I'm going to get to that here in a second, but first I want to start off with being a douche and promoting myself real quick. But the reason I'm going to do this though is with good intentions. The market's getting hot right now. A lot of people don't know how to play alts because most channels out there are not about playing alts. Altcoin coverage is typically news, and most trading coverage is about Bitcoin and big stuff, right? So let me jump into this. Something I offer both VIPs and crackhead tiers. Those are two of the higher end tiers of my Patreon community. Link in the description section. I am given, there are all sorts of alerts that I'm giving out. Here's just one example. And you can see here, I'm just filling stuff up. And some of these, I'm showing folks my exact trades, how I'm planning on selling these without creating a brick wall or a ceiling at the top. It's a little bit of a time investment to put in a bunch of sell orders. However, I show folks exactly how I do it. Maybe one person who wants to do this would divide that by 5, do 1/5 of the amount that I'm doing in this picture here. I'm not going to zoom in on it because I don't know, even though these aren't live trades. Yeah, screw it. I'll just click on it. Anyway, so I provide exact types of strategies and setups within the community, and things are getting hot right now, and it's a heyday right now. So if you want to check that out, link in the description section. Although the vast majority of my viewers are already subscribed to the channel, but I'm not sure how many of you are in the community. So let's jump back into BPRO, and also that context that I have going on. Look in my channel for the thumbnail that looks different. It looks flowery with pink and purple in it. Something about a contest, you'll see it, and there are only 25 comments on there, so there are 3 prizes: $100, $75, $50. So there's a 1 in 7 chance that right now that each of those people will win if you want to check that out. So let's jump into BPRO here. So interestingly enough, this previous big pump here, the bottom and roughly the top are connecting with inversely the top and the bottom of our recent, let's see, trading channel that we have going on, zone of liquidity that seems to be rising. And this origin line, the way that these origin lines work is a lot of dips and a lot of caps or tops will hit origin lines. And so this one, when two different types of trend lines meet, oftentimes price will get attracted to there. All right. So am I saying that this is a perfect place to sell? Not necessarily. Rather, BPRO could just go a heck of a lot higher and set all-time highs past 4.3 cents and hits this next origin line. Okay, things like Dash and Litecoin sometimes skip 2 and 3 origin lines at a time in a big push, right? So I'm not saying that this is a perfect place to sell. However, in terms of timing, when you can see a pop coming on, it kind of looks like it's going to hit 2.3 cents around September 12th. So let me draw that in here. And for some reason, it just attracts price there. I don't know exactly why it works. It might be I guess to use a trading term, confluence or agreement among many different types of buyers and sellers who are seeing different things, but they tend to converge around that point. So that's going to be my very specific guess for BPRO. And again, to be very clear, I'm not saying that that's a perfect place to sell, because the last time I made 3 different areas sell points, I had 3 sell points, and it actually hit my 3rd one, which was this line. It went to the 3rd sell point. And I sold at the first one because then I moved it into Polk and actually ended up making more money than this run up from here to here. So I just switched off, and after BPRO went up 270%, right? I didn't catch all that. I only caught half of it. But anyway, it's a good run. But so I'm going to type in here BPRO to 2.3 cents by around September 12th. And that's what we got for BPRO. Also, look at this. This, if you want to use this indicator at the very bottom, these blue signals are giving pretty good signals about 2 to 5 days ahead of the time you would want to buy. That's the one that says Bollinger Band width percentile, where my cursor is, okay? Some traders out there, the one who had the caretaker make it, actually, most of you already know who I'm talking about. Great. He's a great resource, by the way. He calls it BBWP, but it's, if you want to type in Bollinger Band width percentile, it'll probably pull up way before you type all of it in. You have to type in Bollinger Band width, and then you run a star it, so it automatically comes up when you tap indicators, it's there. Anyway, this blue signal down here, it's across the board. It's given some pretty decent buy signals, many times about 3 to 5 days premature. So that's outside of BEPRO. So if you just scroll down, you know, press down or spacebar across your altcoin list or whatever list you got, and you look, just keep staring down there, like down here, you know, so this was way premature. So a lot of times they are premature, but now that the market's getting hot, if you see those signals, the likelihood of it not being premature is pretty high. So one coin, actually, I'll cover that in a different video, but that's just a tidbit for in case a lot of the viewers here aren't interested in viewing the other altcoin video that I'm going to make today. I thought I would mention that here on the BEPRO. So that's what I got for BEPRO. Let's go over to POLK. So POLK's doing something pretty cool and healthy right now. So it's under 200 days old. So I'm on the daily chart. This is the daily 89. There is no daily 200 EMA, which would probably be an obstacle for it. So since it doesn't have that, the next obstacle are going to be horizontals. It's above all of its EMAs right now. And not all the EMAs are in order right now because the 89 is above the 21, right? So in order would mean the 10, the 21, the 55, the 89 type of deal, all above each other, the smallest ones on top, right? So this could range for a little while, or what I think is going to happen, I think it'll pop one more time, then range to allow them to get into the correct order. So I've already given my sell target between 84 cents and $1. You know, if you've been following my channel, you probably already have that information. But the cool thing about it is that another thing across altcoins, if you see this, if you see what I call a squeeze play, let me take off price. And you typically use the 10 EMA with a larger EMA, usually the 200 or the 89. In this case, we have to use the 89 because there is no 200. So you see this, price has the habit of going like this and popping out right as it's crossing. So put price back on, kabloom. It didn't wick. Yeah, actually, it did wick up here. That was a good guess. So that's called a squeeze play. And the cool thing about it is, a lot of times when you're scrolling down your list, you see one that already popped, but it's coming back down and maybe hasn't quite yet touched it or is retesting it. Sometimes that's just as good as buying the squeeze itself, a retest of a squeeze play. And that's precisely what POLK is doing right now. Well, it's getting close. So it looks like it sort of kind of retested it, and it looks like it wants to charge right up without really waiting too terribly much on the 10 EMA. This could go sideways a couple more days to allow it to catch up and then base off of it again. Or what could happen is this could take 4 more days roughly, so that you get a squeeze between the 10, which is this red line, and this red horizontal here, which is a daily horizontal. So on the weekly chart, there is nothing here, which, see this? There's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing here. It's just a straight shot down. So there's not going to be a ton of resistance on the weekly, which means the daily horizontal will likely break, you know, relatively easy. So what I mean by daily horizontal is you have candle body, a lot of activity here. It doesn't line up perfectly, but you do have a lot of toppy activity in terms of this being resistance, and you could see it hit it perfectly, bounced off of it. So it might take a few days for it to get over, and in order to get over, you might get a squeeze between the red line, which is the daily 10, and this squeeze between, so the EMA might squeeze price above that, and it might take 1, 2, 3, 4 more days, and it might start popping on that day, or close above that day and on the 5th day pop. And that 5th day could be a pretty big pop. So I would anticipate this POLK won't break this line for a few days. I think it's going to have to squeeze again. I have a feeling that will happen. However, the market is getting really hot right now. So if you see Ethereum close above its line in the sand, and Bitcoin also close above its line in the sand, okay, so go look at the tag that you should see popping up on the screen here to go straight to that video if you want to see those. and I'll probably cover that in the my video today on Bitcoin as well. But if they both close above, that would give Polk the chance to not have to wait for a squeeze play and just pop into this box. And this would be probably a winning strategy for taking some profit. So let's say, so what is this worth? So if you had 1,000 of these coins, of Polk coins, you know, something like a 20 bag, 30 bag. And again, 20 bag, 30 bag, go ahead and check out my my library of videos and look for the 10 bag video to describe that. It just means percentages of that one coin. So if you have 1,000, maybe trying to sell 200 there, wait for a downturn, use that tether or stable coin that you, or fiat that you got from selling 20%, and then buy more than what you actually had when you sold that 20%, right? So that 20% then comes about 25% of your entire bag. You grow your bag by selling. If you like Polk, you sell Polk. If you like 𝐿𝐼, you sell 𝐿𝐼. Speaking of 𝐿𝐼, it's doing pretty well right now, as kind of as I anticipated. So so that's what I got for that. So let's go to PDEX, since these three are fairly connected here. Honestly, Polk might end up doing something like this. So this squeeze play right here, it failed. So it's a squeeze between a horizontal and the daily 10. It failed. So it took 1, 2, 3, yeah, like on the 5th day. Kind of like, so Polk is right here on these candles there. It's got 2 red days, right? I think that was right. And I was thinking it's going to take 5 more days. I would imagine it ends up turning into something like this, but I would suspect it actually successfully gets squeezed out. So this squeeze play, it's not quite failing because you're closing, if I can zoom in here, price candles, the daily candles are still closing above and right at the 10 EMA. So this squeeze play is still in play. Honestly, it looks like it could pop at any time. I would definitely not say today, because you already got 1 rejection today. The candle's red. It might close green. I suspect it'll close above. So tomorrow or the next day, you could see a nice pop on this, with one assumption that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano stay relatively strong. Not a big downturn. Bitcoin staying above 50,300 or so would be my target for that, to keep the possibility within 1 to 3 days that this pops as well. And again, my sell target for this will be roughly at the recent highs, or the beginning highs here, right around $39.22. So I'm not going to give too many sell targets for a lot of the coins that I'm covering, because I save that for my community. But these 3 coins, for now, I'm going to give price targets so you all can see the type of stuff that I provide to the community in case during altcoin season you want to know how to buy and sell, buy and sell. Now, again, not selling 100% of your PDEX or 100% of your Polk, but rather a portion of it. And you can use a lot of the library videos that I have, the condensed library videos that I have within the community, to apply that to a lot of the sell targets that I'm providing. And again, I don't provide that to the Cryptilian tier, which is the lowest tier. I usually do just daily updates on Bitcoin, Cardano, and Ethereum. And I provide Cryptilians one voice and video chat where they can turn on their camera, look right at me, and talk with me, ask me questions, all that kind of stuff. Kind of like a priority inbox once a week. And the other tiers get more of that, and they get way more stuff. As you can see in the description section, I describe all the tiers. So that's what we got for these 3 right here. And if you like what you saw and you're new, go ahead and hit subscribe. If you're returning, please hit that thumbs up again, because I have about 6 or 7 people who come straight to my videos only to dislike them and get off. I think they're paid people, or probably half or more are paid people. So go ahead and smash like for me, and we will see you next time.